I'm sure the reason why you think you cannot understand native Spanish speakers is because they speak really fast. But that's not true. There is another reason why you don't understand them. And today I'm gonna teach you that. And with this, you're not just gonna be able to understand better, but you're also gonna sound a little bit more natural when you are talking. I'm Diana Palafox. Welcome to my channel, Spanish with Diana Palafox. The reason why you cannot understand Spanish speakers is not because they talk fast, but because they connect the words, yeah? And what do I mean with connect them? Well, they don't spell them out, okay? So sometimes you're gonna have a phrase that you think that is gonna have like 2 or 3 sounds, but the reality is gonna turn into like a sound. So you're gonna think he spoke really fast, but no, he just connect all the words, okay? And this happens in all the languages. Like you do it as a native English speaker. For example, how will you say this? You're not gonna ask me, what do you do? No, you're gonna ask me, what do you do? Yeah? So it's not that you did it like faster. It's just that you connected. You can hear, like I didn't feel the word up. I didn't say, what do you do? You just did it like in one sound. And it's the same in Spanish. So we have the next phrase, ¿qué haces? 2 sounds. We are not gonna say it like that. We're gonna do just one sound. ¿Qué haces? Okay? So that's the reason why you're gonna be like, oh, that was really fast. No, it was just one sound. So let's practice a little bit. We don't say ¿qué haces? We say ¿qué haces? Yeah? ¿Qué haces? Yeah? Okay, next one. We're going to talk about the word para and the word esperar. Okay? So with the word para, a lot of times, and this happens like when you are talking like daily Spanish. When you are talking with a friend, sometimes we skip ra, the last part of the word para, and we just say pa, okay? Just like in this example. We have para qué o qué. We are not going to say it like that. We're going to say pa qué o qué, yeah? So, and a little bit more like how I will say it, it will be pa qué o qué, yeah? So we make kind of like a contraction with pa qué and then okay, pa qué o qué, yeah? Can you hear that? Sounds a little bit faster. But it's just I made a contraction, okay? With the word esperar, okay? You might think that in this we are gonna say espérame, ya voy. But the reality is like with this word, we are gonna say espérame, ya voy, okay? We're gonna forget like the first part and we're just gonna go directly with espérame. And when we pronounce it, it's gonna be a little bit like closer, okay? Espérame, ya voy. Okay, well, that sounds a little bit like spell out. We're gonna do it one more time. Espérame, ya voy. Okay, sounds a little bit like closer. Okay, next one. This one is the word poder, but it's not just gonna be with that word, but the words that normally have the in the beginning or like at the end of the phrase. Okay, we have like normally the syllables do or da. And let's see. For example, I have this specific phrase in here. What you are expecting to hear is no lo puedo creer, yeah? We are not going to say it like that. We're going to say no lo puedo creer, yeah? So what happens normally when we're talking with these syllables, like do or da, is like we kind of are going to like pronounce a little bit less the letter the, okay? They. We're almost not going to pronounce that letter, okay? And we're going to kind of have something like this, okay? So you can hear that in this phrase that I wrote in here, I didn't write the letter D. I just wrote like puedo, okay? So when we talk, we are going to say no puedo creer, yeah? I'm almost not saying that letter, okay? Another example that it's also with this D is no puedo correr, ¿vale? If I pronounce it slow as you are expecting, no lo puedo creer, yeah? When I'm teaching, I normally try to say the words like slow and well pronounced, no lo puedo creer. But in the reality, it's like when I talk with my friends, I'm gonna say no lo puedo creer, yeah, because it's all a contraction. Okay, we're going to talk about other two words to show you that it's not just with poder, but with other words that also have this like ending, okay? One expression is going to be todo el mundo, yeah? You can see how todo has like the D and O, and in that we are going to drop a little bit of D, just as we said, and we're going to like make everything kind of like one sound, okay? Todo el mundo, yeah? We are not going to say todo el mundo. We're going to say todo el mundo. Yeah? Okay. We have another one in here. Todas partes. We're going to drop the D a little bit. Todas partes. Yeah? I'm almost not saying the D. Todas partes. Yeah? Like todas partes. Yeah? It's like really, you hardly notice when you are just learning and trying to like understand, but that's what we do, and that's why you are having such a hard time. Okay, now we're gonna talk about A, the vowel A, okay, that is A. Well, this one, sometimes it's alone, and when it's alone, she normally goes like, it turns into just one sound with the next word or the next two words. So let's check this example in here. ¿A qué hora sale? Yeah, okay. Even I almost feel like when I'm saying it and I try to make like the separation, like it feels a little bit hard for me because we just make the construction with this A, okay? So you want to hear ¿a qué hora sales? And we are going to say ¿a qué hora sales? Okay? So we kind of just like make a construction between ¿a qué hora? Okay? So that's all one word. ¿A qué hora? And then sales. Yeah, so that's why you're feeling it's too fast. It's not fast, we're just connecting those three words. Another one, ¿a dónde vas? Yeah, that was really clear, but we actually say like, ¿a dónde vas? Yeah, if you listen carefully, ¿a dónde vas? I'm also dropping a little bit the D, so sometimes you can kind of hear there is no D, and you can kind of hear ¿a dónde vas? We don't really say ¿a dónde vas?, but almost. So we say, ¿a dónde vas? Yeah? No super clear like, ¿a dónde vas? But, ¿a dónde vas? Maybe one time you're going to hear super clear like, ¿a dónde vas? But that would be because someone is super mad at you and is like, want to be sure that you hear it clear, okay? For example, when your mom used to be like super mad at you, it will be like, ¿qué haces? And it's like, you can really hear that like super clear. But otherwise, people are just going to like talk smooth and connect the words. Another example is when we have also A, and the next word is going to start with an A, or the word that is before is going to finish, is going to end with an A, yeah? So we have the next example. Ella no va a poder. Yeah, we have va and then a. So what is going to happen in here is like we, instead of mentioning the letter A twice, because in Spanish, we don't write the vowels like twice. Then what we do is like instead of saying va a, we just say it once. So, ella no va a poder, yeah? So that va a poder, instead of being three sounds, we put it like all together. Va poder, va poder. No va a poder, va poder, yeah? Can you repeat that? Va poder. Okay, another example in here. Pablo va a ir a comer con su mamá, yeah? So we are gonna make that like a little like contraction with va a ir, yeah? Remember, no va a ir, va a ir, yeah? So, Pablo va a ir a comer con su mamá, yeah? We almost like even put together also like comer, va a ir a comer, yeah? Okay, and it's not just gonna happen with the vowel A. When we have just like multiple vowels together, or at least the sound, because for example, Y is gonna have the sound like E for us, okay? Remember, this is like E and E for us if you have the sound as a vowel. Y also have another sound like when it's a consonant, but in this specific case, when we have the verb ir in present, voy, that's not going to be a consonant, the sound is going to be for a vowel, okay? Voy. So our example is going to be voy a acampar, yeah? Voy a acampar. So what is gonna happen is like we're gonna kind of like contract all the vowels together. So instead of having voy a acampar, it's just gonna be one sound. Okay? Voy a acampar. Voy a acampar. No, voy a acampar. Voy a acampar. Yeah? Well, now you know. We don't really speak fast, we just connect the words. I recommend you to go to my channel and look for all the conversations I have with different native speakers. Choose one that you feel is for your level and try to listen carefully how they speak. And then you are gonna realize how they might not speak fast, but they just speak all together. If you liked the video, let me know in the comments. And also, let me know if you already knew this, that we connect the words instead of speaking really fast. And that's why you have been confused for a lot of time.